Hi everyone. As you may have seen in some of the recent videos, I've been doing quite a bit of wood cutting lately. And that's partly because of the rising heating costs associated with typical fuels such as oil and propane and that kind of stuff. It's also because in our forests, as I've mentioned in some of the past videos, we've got a lot of trees dying from beech bark disease. So a lot of the trees I've been cutting up are trees that have died and fallen down or partially fallen down. And many of these are American beech. The wood is still good as long as you get to them quick enough. So that's why I've been cutting up quite a few more trees this year than previous years, also to deal with the heating cost issues. Anyhow, up until recently, I've been using a fairly old axe, or a type of maul, I guess you might call it. Anyhow, I thought it was time to update my axe assembly here. So I went out the other day and bought a Fiskars X27 Splitting Axe. So this is made specifically for splitting firewood. And I'll talk about some of the main features it has. One of the main features it has that's really good for a taller person is this 36-inch handle. A lot of the axes you might find in stores or maybe at antique shops or things like that, you might find they have quite a bit shorter handles, 25, 27-inch. And that's fine if you're a shorter person. If you're a taller person like me, I'm about 6'1" or 2". And this 36-inch handle makes it really nice to swing, get a long swing, and it's less dangerous because it doesn't come closer to your feet like a shorter axe does. Anyhow, I'm just going to talk also about the head on this. It's a, as you can see, it's got a nice wedge-shaped head. It has a coating of some sort on it, apparently, that Fiskars, I guess, doesn't really elucidate too much on, but supposed to help the axe come out of the wood easier and whatnot. When you look at the head from above, on this angle, you'll notice that it has a very narrow front to the blade, and then it widens out quickly to the mid portion where it has about a 1.5 inch or maybe a 3.5 centimeter width to it. So that widening is what allows it to split. So the narrow front digs into the block first quickly, and then the quickly widening blade, thickening blade, causes it to wedge the wood apart, and it works really good. It does, in many cases, cause the wood to crack, and I'm talking blocks of wood anywhere from like 6 inches to a foot across, or larger. It's sort of recommended for medium to large logs, but it does cause the wood to wedge out and crack fairly quickly after a chop or two, and from there it's usually a fairly easy process to split the entire block quickly into smaller pieces. Anyhow, I'd done a bit of reading before I went out and bought this online, and a lot of people really like this splitting axe. You can also get this in a 28-inch version, which is called the X25. I'm not sure why they call these X27 for a 36-inch and X25 for a 28-inch. It doesn't make any sense to me, but anyhow, a lot of people really like it. The other nice thing about Fiskars is they give you a lifetime warranty. So should it ever crack or break or whatever, you can just send them a note. Maybe need the receipt, I don't know. Some people say you don't even need the receipt. A photo maybe of the broken article, and they'll send you a new one. So that's certainly a good thing. A lot of traditionalists don't really like plastic handles or composite handles such as this one. They prefer the touch of wood, and I understand that. And some of them argue too that the steel in the better quality or higher quality wooden handled varieties from Europe and that kind of thing, the steel may be harder and hold an edge better. That may be true, I don't know. But this one certainly has a sharp, hard edge. that a lot of people seem to find works fine for years, so under heavy use. So I just thought for a lower to medium price axe, and this one here in Canada you can get for about 84 bucks to $90. This is the X27. It also comes in a black version that's all black here, and it's a little less. It's about $84. This was $92, I think it was. And I know it's a lot cheaper in the US. You lucky folks down there. You always get things about a third cheaper than we do here in Canada. Anyhow, it's a good little axe. It seems really nice. I'm happy I got it. I'll be chopping a lot of the wood that I've cut recently. I've got a big pile out there right now. Unfortunately, it just snowed last night and this morning, so now I've got to work my way around snow as well. But anyhow, just wanted to mention that. Yeah, the head apparently is really locked in here with some kind of a rivet system, I believe it is. So that is rarely an issue, whereas you can get that often with wooden handled axes if the axe handle hasn't been dried properly to begin with. When it does dry, it'll shrink, and then the axe will become loose in the head, and then you'll have to do some more modifications. Anyhow, I'll take it out and show you how it works. Okay, we're outside now. As you can see, we got the snow last night, first snow of the year, or of this fall. But let's give this axe a workout, see how good she is. A lot of people seem to like it, so we'll test it out on some beech here that we've cut from our woods recently, a lot of dry and semi-dry beech. But before we get to that, let's take a look at something else I want to show you. So here's this old axe I've been using, as I mentioned. I believe this is 1970-ish type year, called Chopper 1 USA. It actually might be more appropriately called a maul. It has these hinged levers here that I believe are simply there to prevent the axe itself from going too deep into the wood, because as the axe penetrates, these things would splay out and stop it from going further than that, I think is what their purpose is. The axe itself flares out quite rapidly, and as you can see from the top, it's quite a thick, heavy head, so might be more of a maul than an axe. It has worked pretty well, but it's got a shorter handle. This one's only about 28 inches. And as you can see, the blade is quite rough and could use some care for sure, sharpening and grinding, I guess. But I think this new axe will be far easier to swing and more efficient for sure. Just wanted to show that. Okay, let's see how she goes here. Good crack right off the bat. Split in half. Bang. Take her into quarters. Oh, look at that. So this is semi-dried beech. Bang. No problem at all. This one here's more dried. It's been in the woodshed here all summer. This is beech again. These were the beech that have died because of the beech bark disease. And it's already, as you can see, it's more dried. So it's got cracks. More obvious. This one's about 8 inches across. Split it right in half. I think I mentioned, I may not have mentioned in my other video, this axe is about 6.3 pounds all together, I think. The nice thing about this axe for a taller person with the long 36-inch handle, when you reach up over your head and come straight down, and if you have your wood on a little block like this, around on the ground, then by the time your head hits it, it's just level with the ground, or pretty parallel. So the chances of it coming back to hit your feet are slim, and it typically ends up in the wood round anyhow. So it's a little bit safer than using a short handle axe for this kind of a job. And you want the big swing anyhow, and the longer handle means a faster head speed by the end of the stroke, typically. It's like a record player, or a record on a record player. The outer edge, the further you get out from the middle, the faster the speed. Big crack from that one. Another crack. These are splitting quite nicely. And a lot of times you don't have to even bring a lot of pressure down. You just sort of let the axe fall, speed it up a bit, and then guide it. That was a crack down the whole length of the body there. So one more should do it. There you go. Anyhow, that's working very nicely. Have no complaints there at all. I can try a different thing. I can try a maple, a soft maple round. Actually, I think this is a piece of sugar maple that I cut yesterday that had a branch fallen down off a big tree. I'm not sure this will cut so easy or crack so easy, but we'll see, I guess. Yep, got a crack in it. Bigger crack. There we go. Crack all the way down. Right in half. Beautiful. Can't complain here. Oops. Can't complain too much. There we go. Anyhow, I'll leave it at that for now. I think this splitting axe is a pretty nice axe. It seems to work its way through the wood very easily. Good weight, good penetration, good splitting power. That's sort of what you need, and easy to swing because it's fairly light in the handle. Oh, there we are. It's all falling apart now.